Yes, when we have a day that we have spent, when we have a night that we have also spent, not on our bill, but on the bill of the Most High God, because we have spent that night under His protection. We have spent that day under His protection and under His guidance, through His provision and through His power. We need to give thanks to Him and glorify His holy name and magnify Him because He's a great God, not because of our power. Some of us sometimes try to forget that we are living on a borrowed time. We are living on a borrowed check because it is only God who knows when this check is going to mature, when this check is going to be cleared. And when it is cleared, then it is no more for you to be in this abode called the world. We live in the abode of the tent of the of the mortal body that can be it's a tent that can be removed anytime, and then we have a home that is prepared for us. But most of the times we try to forget that we have that home that is prepared for us, and we live as if we are at home, and we don't belong to this world. It is only that belongs. That's why we shall leave it here in the world, and then we shall go home with our soul and also the new body, the spiritual body that the Lord is gonna give us. So we need to give thanks to God whenever we make a point of this life, whenever we do something, and whenever we are able to accomplish something. It is not necessary that we accomplish all what we had planned, because all plans belongs to God. It's only God knows the time and the duration and the season. He is the only one who is not controlled by the seasons, but He is the beginning of the seasons. He is the end of the season. We know He is the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. He is not changed or transformed by anything between the beginning and the end. But as we are changed by the situation that we find ourselves in, when the seasons are cold, we change according to the seasons of coldness. When the season is warm, we change according to that season of warmth. But God does not change. He doesn't have a schedule of change at all. He does not change. He remains the way He was from the beginning, today and forever no more, because Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. He does not change. He does not change. He is not changed by anything. He is not transformed by anything. He is the one who transforms things. He is the one who transforms us, and He is the one who makes us change, because He is not controlled by the season. He is Alpha and Omega, the Lord of all seasons, the Lord of all time, the Lord of all generations, the Lord of all creation. Well, it is the God of all creation who created the world, who created the heaven, the earth, and whatever is under earth, underneath the earth. He is the one who created them, who He doesn't change. And therefore, we need to give thanks and glorify His name, because His changes has not swept us away from the land of the living. We are still in the land of the living. He has given us life. Yes, there was great rain. Yes, there was great hurricane. Yes, there is great famine. Yes, there is great things that could have caused us to lose our lives. But God has protected us. Because of that protection, we need to tell God, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, we need to remember that we do not live in this world only by ourselves. We live by other people that God created. And these other people are so much valuable in our lives, not only in the creation, but also in our own life. They also transform us. They also add value to us. They also make things change in a positive way or in negative way. When they change in negative way, it's a lesson that we need to learn. When they change in the positive way, is an appreciation that we need to appreciate, because it is God who has made them to do that. And therefore, as you're living today, make an a point of telling God thank you because of this other person. The person who have touched you negatively, or the person who have touched you positively, it is because God allowed them to do that. Why do I say that? There was a time King David left the palace because he had his son Absalom once to overthrow the government. He left the palace and he went out. And by the time he was going out, there was a person who was called Shimei. And Shimei abused David so much. He abused King David so much. And even threw stones, threw even dust to him. And he said, God is not on your side because you have shed a lot of blood. And God is against you. And he abused David such that even Joab, who was the leader of the army, felt so bad and asking David if they could do something to Shimei. But David said, no, do not touch that person. Maybe it is God who has used him to tell me what he is telling me, or to abuse me. Do not touch him. And in fact, when David came back to the palace after Absalom died, the first person that he met at the gate was Shimei, and he did nothing to Shimei. But before he died, he told Solomon, who became the king after King David. He told Solomon, do not make the white hair of Shimei to go down in the grave at peace. Okay, so the repaying all the avengance was done by Solomon. But what I was telling you is that he did not do anything to Shimei when Shimei was even abusing him. He wanted to know exactly, was it the will of God to make him to abuse him, or was it just the will of man? And he did not touch him at all in the whole of his life. Although he left that command, he left that instruction to King Solomon. Now you need to understand that that person who have touched you negatively, Jesus said, pray even for your enemies. You see, you don't need to repay back, but you need only to pray for them and ask God to give them guidance and to lead them and to forgive them. Jesus said, forgive them for they don't know what they are doing. Forgiving is one great thing, is a great gift. It's not just like that. It is a great gift because it is very painful when you give somebody who has abused you, when you forgive somebody who has done you something wrong. It is very painful, very painful. But it is more important to forgive because you will forget in your mind and you are not going to run and struggle with the people, because God is the avenger who will come and avenge for you. Let me tell you, when you leave everything to God, even the person that you see is an enemy, the Bible says when your lines are okay with God, even your enemies will become friends. You'll turn your enemies to be your friends, and that's why we need to pray for them. Therefore, as we continue in this life, though, for those people who are living in the day, because it is during daytime in their countries, or for those who were in the dark of night, let us remember that it is the will and power of God that sustains us. Let us not struggle in life with each other, but let us complement each other. Let us add value to each other. Let us forgive each other, and let us work together and make sure that everybody who comes to your life, it is because God wanted you to do something positively to him, or to add value to that person, or to rebuke that person, or to correct that person. It is all way, and there is nothing that God can make you go through without his purpose. The purpose is that he has to transform you and transform another person, because he made you to know each other. Let us appreciate God for that and give thanks to God because of that. May God bless you and may his power be upon you. I am your host, Reverend Dr. Joseph Mariere. God bless.